What's good, everybody? I'm here with the one and only. Tell the people who you are.
Rich Robbins.
Rich Robbins. The richest, the Robin. Okay, I'm gonna chop it up with you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, that's my theme song for you.
That was good. I like that. Okay, we can use that. We can use that. Yeah, we can clear that. Yeah.
He's trying to set me off. Cool. Rich Robbins is a liar. All right. So we were just chopping it up about a chicken sandwich you just had that you didn't bring me any of.
Yeah.
I feel like you got good taste.
I do have
Is
good
that-
taste.
is that
I
good?
think
You
so.
like
I think, yeah.
Okay, so tell me, what is the key to locking in, bringing a project to fruition? Like, what's the key? Like, how do you bring it across the finish line? You just dropped. Well, it feels like
Yeah.
every day it feels new to me.
Yeah, September, I would say just.
It feels
so,
just.
Yeah.
It's gonna be January.
Yeah.
That's scary. Anyway, you just dropped. Tell us what the key to locking in and bringing a project to fruition is. Like, how did you do it? Because I know it's really, really hard to like sit in the studio for all those hours and then be like, okay, it's finally done.
Yeah. Well, me and Theezy were just talking about building a world, right? And I think with world building, you got to set some goals. You got to have some conversations with the people around you that you collaborated with, and then you just like I think it's about locking in every day and making sure that you take in a little 1% forward. You know, like that's something that the past couple years has been really important to me, is grow just a little bit every day. You don't have to like bite off too much, you know. And I think like often when we're trying to accomplish the end goal in one day, then we get really overwhelmed that we end up dropping the shit as a whole, you know. And so for us, it was really about like baby steps, increments, you know. Today we're working on writing, and this week we might be working on writing, and then next week that's going to get us to the mixing process and then the mastering process and so on and so forth, you know. So it was all about being patient, and it was all about those conversations of this is where we want to get to, what are the little steps that we could take instead of the one big bite that we could take.
Yeah, that's really good advice, because I feel like it can be overwhelming. There's so many like moving parts and elements when it comes to a musical project, especially something such as yours. It feels like you thought about everything. The sound, like the way the features that you chose, the visuals, like there's a lot of pieces. You're not just getting up there and just, you know, rapping over a YouTube beat, you know. It gets busy. So I can imagine how it could be overwhelming. What's one of the elements that's not necessarily you writing or rapping, that's your favorite about your project?
One of the elements that's not me rapping,
that's not the sound of your voice or your writing, was one of your favorite elements?
Oh, that's a great question. I think that I really love the production on the whole thing. Really, like I think Renzel and myself, Lonzo, everybody that was involved in the production snapped on that. Like sometimes I just listen to the instrumentals and I'm like, they don't even necessarily need me on it, you know. It was like, it's dope that that I could kind of like build with that and kind of use my voice as another instrument in it, you know. Like it wasn't really about like me being the main focus. It wasn't about anything being the main focus. So I think the production really just complemented the stories that I was trying to tell, the lyricism I was trying to flex every now and then, you know. So yeah, like there's like nostalgic production in there. There's also like very like innovative, like new production. There's familiar. There's like, it's kind of everything, a little bit of everything. And that's what I wanted when I went in there. I was like, I don't want one. In Good Taste is all about like taking everything in moderation. So we never dive into one sound too long, you know, and I feel like we wanted people to just be left with wanting a little bit more every time, you know. So that, I think we hit that. I think we nailed that. But the production, if it's not you know, me that I'm thinking about, I think it's the production that I'm thinking about.
Yeah, no, that's so real though. Leaving people wanting more is so valid, because when I saw y'all perform the project live, I didn't know that you were done. Like at the end of the show, I was like, yeah, he's gonna come back on stage. And I don't know why I was so confused. I was like, is this like an intermission or something like that? And I was like, wow, the time like really flew. And that's beautiful, you know. It's a beautiful way to leave people, just to be like, dang, okay, what's next? That's beautiful. Okay, cool. So what do you feel like is your superpower? I know you're into superheroes. I know you got the collections of things like that. And I think that's super raw. What do you feel like is your non-musical superpower?
Non-musical superpower, I think is one of my favorite things that anybody's ever told me was like, you're not a rapper, you're a communicator. So like you just choose rap as the vehicle that you communicate through. So I think my superpower is just communication in general. So like all the other endeavors that I have outside of music are all about getting people to dialogue, making people feel comfortable to open up about things that maybe that, you know, they otherwise are tucking away in some way, you know, and really just inviting people to be like, let's just like, we only got a finite amount of time here, you know, like if we're bottling everything up, then we really like, we're left with some regrets, you know, and we're left with our story untold in a way, you know what I'm saying? So, communication and getting other people to communicate. I would say that's my superpower.
Yeah, I would be inclined to agree. You are a very good communicator. You communicate in a very concise way. Sometimes I'm like, I can't stand da 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 da. You're like, yeah, I really think that, you know, the thing that you might be feeling is this. I'm like, that's better.
That's it, right? We just come on, and then we just save time that way, you know.
That's gonna stop me from getting blocked. Let me write that down. So thank you for saving me from getting blocked.
We not blocked.
So many times.
2026, nobody's blocking us.
I'm blocking people though. What about that?
I got a couple people on my list. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, for sure. I do this thing where I like reset my block list at the top of every year.
Oh, really?
Not numbers.
Do you take people off?
I give them another chance, like on social media. I'm like, you deserve to be able to see me kiki kaka. Like take them out of time out.
Yeah.
Like yeah, it depends. It's like 2 people who can't ever come off that block list.
That's fair, but a timeout is good. I've been reading All About Love by Bell Hooks again, and she talks a little bit about like timeouts are good, you know,
exactly.
like that's a good practice to have of just like separating yourself from people sometimes so that you can come back a little bit stronger when you're both ready.
When you're ready.
Yeah.
And some people get back on that list quick.
Hey.
Immediately start acting a fool. Bye.
Right.
Now you're gone for 2 years.
But see, that's the thing. When you come back, the leash is a little bit shorter. You know,
Exactly.
like,
Yeah, you're right. That's true. You know, nobody deserves to be discarded. There's an asterisk next to that. Some people. But anyway, yeah. Okay, for sure. And you said that you're doing 75 hard.
Yes.
How's that going for you?
It's hard. It's hard. They call it 75 hard for a reason. But it's good though. Like it was, I'm somebody that really benefits from structure. So when I don't have any structure, I tend to kind of like, you know, get a little lost in the sauce, you know what I'm saying? So the 75 hard is really good for my discipline, my self-discipline. My writing's a little bit better because other areas in my life are being disciplined right now, you know? So that kind of like, that's kind of the trick for me is like, I think I keep my writing consistent by doing other things in my life, like making my bed every day, for example, you know, like walking the dog on time and making sure that like going to the gym, doing these other things that got nothing to do with creativity. So that when I go to create, I'm already in that mindset of like, I'm disciplined in my life, in all facets of my life, you know, and it ain't perfect. Don't get me wrong. Like there are definitely like I indulge and I do my thing, but now the 75 hard has been really good, and shout out the couple people that I know that have accomplished it, that they got me into it because I seen what it did for them, and they were like they changed their lifestyle because of it, you know. Like now, like when I wake up, I'm not grabbing my phone, I'm grabbing a book. I'm reading a couple of the pages in the book, doing some reflection, and then I got permission to give myself to go doom scroll or whatever I want. But then I don't even really want to doom scroll. You know, like I want to just get to it. Yeah.
Go eat a carrot or something like that.
Go eat a carrot is crazy.
Yeah. Or whatever. I don't read a book, read a dictionary.
Some grapes,
yeah, exactly. Some grapes. Oh, sorry, grapes. My fault.
Oh, carrots.
My fault. Grapes. No, let me stop making fun of people who are trying to better their lives.
Okay.
Black people make fun of you for anything. They'll be like, oh, okay, you healthy? That's
it's
crazy.
true, right? That's why I don't be telling nobody. I'm just like, I'll just see y'all when I see y'all.
You love yourself? That's good. No, that's beautiful. I was gonna say that's also what I thought was one of your superpowers is being very disciplined. And I feel like I've said that to you before and you were like, it don't just come by just doing nothing. I gotta like, you know, make sure like maintain that discipline. Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like I think people like you want to get disciplined in a certain area. Make sure that you're disciplined in other areas that have nothing to do with that thing. You know, like I think that's really that's the key.
Yeah, it's habit building.
Exactly.
Yeah, it uses the same muscles. And that being said, speaking of like habits, building things, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, my last question for you is what's now and what's next?
Wow, what's now is in good taste. Yeah. That's really
now.
What's now.
She is the moment.
Yes.
She's the now.
Yeah. That's the now. Performing a lot, doing more writing, just being outside. I think is what's now. You know, connecting with community right now is what's now. And then what's next, I think is I'm not big on taking breaks. Like, I need to be better about taking breaks, to be honest with you, especially like when it comes to music and stuff, because I be getting antsy and I'm like, it's moves to be made, it's money to be made, you know. But I think what's next is a little vacation. I'm overdue for a vacation, you know. I'm overdue for getting up out of here, and I love Chicago so much, but timeouts, like we talking about, you know, Chicago maybe need a little timeout. It's been 7 degrees for like 2 weeks, you know, like we need to chill.
They talking about negative, like we owe them degrees.
Like we owe them, like
What's
we
happening?
owe them. Come on, yeah, no. So I just came from Texas, so I just like I flew in yesterday, and it was like 65 something. It was gonna be like 45 today, and they were like, y'all lucky y'all getting out of here. It's about to be 45 degrees.
You're like, I was gonna wear shorts if I stayed.
Stay warm, y'all. Stay warm. All right. Yeah.
That's nuts.
So yeah, maybe I think what's next is a little rest. But then we right back to it. So yeah, what's now is in good taste. What's next is rest.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I'll send you my passport information so you can take me with you wherever we go.
Let's go.
That's beautiful. The richest and the Robinist. Period. Thank you so much for chopping it up with me. Rich Robbins, NFO Cyphers. Peace.